Hey everyone, it's Chris Langton here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to stop losing money on ads for your gym. Okay, I've spoken to a lot of gym owners that are hesitant to run ads because maybe they've run ads in the past or they've heard from friends or colleagues that run their own gyms and say, don't run ads right now, or it's too expensive, or you're going to lose money. And maybe you have actually lost money on ads before, and maybe you see it as this sort of for example, Facebook ads, you just see it as this huge money suck that's gonna cost so much money just to get, a couple of members from it. So I understand that. So that's why we're gonna explain in this video how you can stop losing money on things like Facebook ads and how you can actually make money on them and how you can essentially run those ads for free. How you can run those ads being completely financed by the members that you can get from them. Okay, so I'll give you a hint. It starts with not running a low barrier to entry offer. Okay, it starts with not running a low ticket offer on your ads. Okay, so anyway, if you're not familiar with me and you're not familiar with the channel, my name is Chris and I help gym owners to scale and grow their gyms and actually do that profitably. All right, so without further ado, we're gonna get into this video and it's gonna be cool. Let's go. Okay, so let's look at a typical sort of acquisition chain here where we're running a low barrier offer, all right? So let's say in the span of a month with maybe 2 weeks to, sort of get ads up and running, get leads flowing through. So let's say about 6 weeks, in about 6 weeks time, we can get 100 leads on a low barrier offer, right? Through, let's say, Facebook ads. So 100 leads, in about a month and a bit of running ads would be about, $1,000 in ad spend, about $10, cost per lead. So it's reasonable, right? So let's say we get 100 leads, right? And we get them on a low barrier offer. So let's say it's $21 for 21 days. I'm sorry, I'm a lefty, so this will be pretty bad. Okay, so $21 for 21 days. Let's say we get 100 people in, right? So let's say out of those 100, we get 50% of them actually, show up for an appointment or, show up to the gym, right? So we get 50 of them through. And then of that 50% of those actually take up the offer, right? They actually book, they show up, they actually pay, right, the $21 for 21 days. So another 50%, so let's say 25 out of these 100 leads take up this offer. All right. Or we can even bump this up to 30. Let's be optimistic a little bit. All right. So 30 people take up the offer out of the 100 leads. Okay. So what happens here is we wait 21 days and we see who sticks, right? So the average industry trial to conversion percentage for gyms is about 35%. Okay. For some easy math, let's bump that up to 50%. Let's be optimistic. Let's say 50% of the people who take up the trial actually end up sticking at the gym. Okay. So this will become 15 new members that you can sign up, right? So now what has also happened during this time, right? During this, bit of lag there. During this 6 weeks, right? During the 6 weeks, you've also had to deal with the industry average sort of churn, right? So if you're anything like the average gym, you have a couple of members a month that drop out, right? So industry average churn is 10% month to month, right? So in 6 weeks time, right? That's a month and a half. You've had 15 people churn out, right? So you've gained 15. And then on the back end, you might have lost 15, right? If you have 100 members, right, then you've gained 15 from these leads and you've lost 15 from churn and you stay at 100 members. Even though you spent money on ads to get leads in and you actually got members from it, you lost some members too, inevitably. And so you stayed here at 100 members, right? So this is a common acquisition problem that gyms face, right? They spend money on ads, but because they use a low ticket offer, they don't make enough money to justify the spend on the ads, right? Think about it. $21 for 21 days. Here you've made, maybe about 600-ish, right? but you spent 1,000 on ads, and maybe you've spent even more paying someone to do the ads for you, right? Um, so this is a common problem. So what can we do to actually avoid that, right? So I don't want this video to be too long, right? But I just want to sort of present some ideas about what you can do, all right? So this is what we would call a low ticket offer. Okay, so we don't really want to do that. What we want to do instead is try and run a high ticket offer. Oof. Okay, so what a high ticket offer means is that the people that are going to come in through the ads, we're going to try and sign them up for something that actually has cash upfront, right? That isn't so, you know, free for 2 weeks or $21 for 21 days, because then we don't get cash upfront and we can't justify the ad spend, right? So what you can do, right, and what some gyms do, an example of a high ticket offer is you can do a 6 week program, right? You can do it. Wow, I'm so sorry. You can do a 6 week program, and you can price that at about, let's say, $599 for 6 weeks. All right, and you can put a satisfaction guarantee behind this. So you charge this upfront. You say, okay, it's $599 for the 6 weeks, right? But with a complete satisfaction guarantee, if at any point during the next 6 weeks you feel like you're not getting what you signed up for and you're not on track to hit this goal that we've agreed on, right? I can just refund you when you tell me that we suck, or you tell me that you hate me, that we're stupid, we don't know what we're doing. You can just provide a refund. If your service is good, again, this is a big if, okay? But if your service is good and if you're very confident that you can deliver, then you can put a nice satisfaction guarantee behind this and people will take you up on the offer, right? So now what can happen is, let's say we get, again, let's say per day we're spending $30. We get 3 leads per day, right? For this offer, if at $10 per lead. Okay. Oof. At $10 per lead. All right, so we're getting 3 at $10 per lead, spending $30 a day, right? If we can get one of these leads, right, on day one of these leads that comes in on day one, if we can get one of them to come into the gym and sign up that week, right, we have already we've way covered the ad spend, right? Because upfront we're getting this much. So let's say it's a Monday, right? And one of these leads that has come in on day one, all right, just one of these 3 leads that's coming on day one, comes in on a Monday, meaning they opt in on a Monday. You call them, you schedule them in to come to the gym. They come on Friday and they sign up on Friday. That's been 5 days, right? So 5 days of spending $30 a day will put us at $150 so far in ad spend. And then, so this is by Friday, right? But by Friday, we've signed them up for $599, right? So we've actually quadrupled the ROI, the return on our ad spend, okay, the ROAS, okay? We've quadrupled the ROAS in 1 week, right? We've gotten 4 times what we've spent on ads back just from getting one of these leads to sign up, right? This week. Let alone the fact that the other 4 days of the week, there's going to be another 3 leads coming in, right? So that's going to be 15 leads total this week. If you just get one of them to sign up, you quadruple your the amount that you spend on ads in terms of return, right? So you get a 4x ROAS. Okay, it's beautiful, right? So this is the beauty of a high ticket front end offer, right? As opposed to a low ticket front end offer. It allows you to get more cash up front, right? So that you can use that and use that to actually cover the ad spend. So there's nothing that actually comes out of pocket in terms of ad spend, right? Now, the caveat to this is you have to have an amazing service, right? If you want to offer high ticket offers with guarantees backed up and everything, you have to have a really good service. Okay, and another thing is you need to actually be able to sell. Whoa, right? But really, you need to be able to sell, because it's easy to sell something at a discount, right? Any fool can sell a service at a discount, right? It takes a real expert salesperson, a real expert marketer to sell the same service at a premium, which is what we're doing here, right? The service is very similar. In fact, it might even be the same, right? Depending if you're offering group training, whatever. It's probably the same service, right? But you are charging more upfront for it, right? And that means that you're going to need a little bit more skill in terms of actually getting that sale, right? And I think that's where most gym owners throw their hands up in the air. They're like, well, I don't know how to do that. So, tough luck, Chris. You're telling me to do a high ticket offer. Well, I can't do it. Like, I'm not going to sell. Nobody's going to buy a $600. Like, that's the sort of thinking, right? And it's like, it's true. Nobody's going to buy that from you at this point because you don't know how to sell it, right? Or you're not convicted enough in your service to get people over the line, right? So yeah, maybe it's true. Nobody's going to buy that from you right now, but you got to do something about that, right? Because there are plenty of gyms that run a model like this across the world in, rich markets, poor markets, wherever, and they're able to make it work, right? This is just one example of a high ticket offer. There's plenty that you can try, right? But this is one that has worked for a lot of people. So yeah, so the caveats are, run a high ticket offer, but you have to have a great service behind it, and you have to actually have high conviction in that service to be able to sell this well when people show up at the facility, right? Because it's quite a lot of money up front for anyone, to be honest, right? So that price has to be justified by a huge amount of value, so that the price to value discrepancy is a lot higher than it would be if they were just coming in for a $21 for 21 days kind of offer. Okay, so this is how you can make money on your ads, right? Actually make money, make even just a 4x ROAS in this example, right? It's not easy, but it's simple. Okay, like we've covered this in 10 minutes. It's simple, it's just not easy, because you have to have a great service and you have to actually be good at sales and selling your gym and selling your programs, right? Selling your service. Okay, so I hope this has given you some sort of ideas at least, and sort of has stopped you from getting in this idea that you need to keep undervaluing your service, because I think that's part of the problem with gym owners, is that gym owners typically feel quite undervalued, right? They feel like they're giving so much to their gym and they're giving so much away in terms of their time and their effort for their gym, and they're just not seeing the profits that could justify it, right? So yeah, don't undervalue your service. Don't give things away $21 for 21 days, right? Put a good price tag behind it, right? One, because that's going to make your people that sign up actually more convicted, right? And they're going to perceive your service at a higher value, and they're going to actually be more committed to it themselves because they've spent money with you, right? And also that allows you to tidy up your operations, that gives you the capital to actually provide a better service and also keep running the ads, right? And actually justify the ad spend, as opposed to just losing money on ads, because you don't have to lose money on ads. In fact, you don't even have to run a super high ticket offer to make money off of ads, right? It's just that gyms go about it typically with a low ticket offer and actually not pricing their services correctly. That's another thing, right? Because if you sign, like in this example here, if you sign 15 people on a membership that is, $50 a month, right? You're barely making any money, right? And that's because you're way underpricing your service. I can guarantee you that. Unless you're a big box gym, then sure. But if you're charging $50, $60 a month, you are extremely undervaluing your service, right? Because now you're competing on price with all the big box gyms that have millions and millions of dollars to spend on great equipment and a great facility, which you can't compete on those things. So why are you putting yourself in that situation, right? So yeah, so anyway, like I hope this has given you at least something to think about and shown you, at least in principle, right, that it's possible to not lose money on ads and to actually make a ton of money, right, running ads for your gym and actually getting people signed up. Okay, so I hope this video has been useful in some regard. Thank you so much for watching. If you've liked it, if you think that this is something that stimulates your brain a little bit, consider dropping a like, consider subscribing maybe, and maybe comment and let me know what kind of video you'd like to see in the future. And if you're curious about what I do for gym owners, how I actually help them to, handle all of this stuff so it's not so much of a headache, you can check out the first link in the description. Again, I don't care if you do or not, I'm not forcing you, but if you're curious, you can always go and check that out. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. All right, take care. Cheers.